The Nerdgasm Talk podcast is brought to you by Spaces Philly. If you love podcasts, go to spacesphilly.com where you can check out Lulu and Pop, Both Sides, Turntables, Jump Thought Super Tongue, and the Nerd Coalition's very own No Gimmicks Needed. Visit spacesphilly.com today. And now, feel the Nerdgasm.
While we're on topic of things coming together, Avengers. Now, we both played the beta. Matter of fact, let me get your opinion about the beta before we go into the topic we're talking about. How did you feel about it?
I thought the beta was decent.
I agree.
I'm not going to say great like my son did, but I'm going to say, because first of all, my son didn't know what a beta was.
Okay.
So no, I understand. I had to teach him because he was wondering why we don't get the full. I'm like, this is not the game.
Right.
The game ain't out yet. Trust me. There's things I like. There's things I love, like, don't like, and hate.
Mm-hmm.
Can we agree on the same things?
Most likely. The one thing I don't like is the Hawk.
Yeah, okay.
I do not like it.
Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just telling this to you. Mm-hmm. I was telling our son this. I was just like, I feel as though that if I'm the Hawk, dodge shouldn't be in my vocabulary.
Dodge?
Bro.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Right.
I don't. Do you feel me, Swag?
Not even that. I don't feel powerful playing as
I'm
the
like,
Hawk.
there is such a box around the Hawk that bothers me in this game.
Especially
because I'm the fucking Hawk.
Did you
get
to the Abomination fight?
Oh, I'm past that.
I was like, it felt clunky. I was like, I do not like Hawk, and I don't want to be forced to play as him.
Yeah, the thing, because see, when I played that Hawk Smash game that was on PS3, where I could just literally go around and just smash everything, that's what the Hawk was about. Right. That's why it's hard when you make Hawk and Superman, or you make these Omega level hero games.
Right.
It's hard to do that because the game, by principle, needs limitations.
Right.
But yet, the hero doesn't have these limitations. See, the thing about the Hawk is, the angrier he gets, the stronger he gets.
Yep.
And I mean, this man can break planets if he gets angry enough.
Mm-hmm.
In this game, the angrier I get, the more I get my ass kicked. And I'm like, that ain't the Hawk for me.
Especially if they putting up a rage meter. Like, what did that
rage meter
do?
And then there was times I'm like, it was just like, hold L and circle to dodge. I'm like, why? I am the Hawk. I can immune almost any attack, and even still, if I don't, I can get weakened a little bit. But I'm getting right back up. I'm getting angrier. That's what I am, and I'm sitting there, and first of all, his dodging is very slow. It's like he's like a gorilla. I'm like, it's like,
it is,
and that bothers me.
Also,
I don't know.
My bad. I said also one thing about the Hawk. I feel like he does not put out enough damage either.
He doesn't.
He puts out very light attacks. I'm like,
okay.
That was my problem. I don't feel powerful playing as him.
Okay, so here I'll go down a list of things. So we'll do this. The things we love. Okay, this is the thing I love about it. I said before back in the day that I don't know how I felt about Kamala Khan.
Mm-hmm.
I love her.
Great, yeah, she was definitely fun to play as.
She's great. We have our first Muslim woman lead.
Yes,
and so I was happy with that.
Yeah,
I love her fighting style. Everything about Kamala Khan, I love.
Right, you told me years ago because Miles Morales and Kamala Khan was going to be leading games this year. I wouldn't have believed you.
Yeah, in the same year? Fuck that, I wouldn't have told you.
And these are two characters that I picked up their first issue the day it came out. So
exactly,
it's like mind blowing.
And like I said, they're people of color.
Right.
So, that's one thing I love about it. And there are some things that are just visually beautiful about the game.
I also like Captain America's gameplay.
that goes into the love for me because it brought me back to that Captain America game for PS3.
Right. And I really enjoyed it. He felt fluid.
Yes, and I love the Captain America gameplay as well. Those are my two loves.
Mm-hmm.
My likes are okay. I can get with the whole team hero aspect thing. It's kind of like a more detailed, more up to code level of Ultimate Alliance 3.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm going to be real, first of all, to go on some of the other things I don't like, I'm a huge Iron Man guy.
Before you don't like, I did enjoy Thor more than I thought I would. I enjoyed playing him more than I thought I would. He was a little bit more fun.
I did enjoy Thor.
He was a little bit more fun than I thought he was going to be.
I did enjoy Thor. There just wasn't enough of Thor for me to
really
kick my
flesh it
teeth
out.
into.
Exactly.
And honestly, my favorite characters to play with is Kamala Khan, Captain America, and Black Widow.
Yes, yeah, I agree. Those are my three.
The Black Widow Taskmaster fight was well done. I enjoy how that was done. And I like how she's rapid fire and things in there. Then going to things I didn't like, Tony Stark. I don't like that flying system.
Yeah, it could be better. It could be a lot better.
It confused because it's one of those things where, because you're on an analog, when you're pushing down, you're really going up, and when you push it up, you're really going down.
You can switch that. You
can
in settings, yeah. You can switch from inverted. What I didn't like, it's a little bit more. How can I? It's a lot smoother than it was on Anthem flying. That's what I like about his flying in the game. But everything felt slow. And I don't know if it was me.
It's not. I get what you're saying. I don't think it was slow. I think it was contained. Because
that's the best word. Yeah.
Because Iron Man is another character where, when it comes to flight, there shouldn't be no containment.
Right.
If I want to fly under the bridge, over the bridge, around the bridge, whatever the case may be, through the bridge, as Iron Man, I should be able to do that.
Right.
Because there should be, but there's a level of containment there to the point where you can't go but so fast because you got to stay. Because I remember there's a couple of times I flew out the battle zone, and I was just like, "Oh man!" And then you try to fly down and aim and shoot. I was like, "This is something that you really gotta get used to."
Right.
Because you can't just come in and pick up the controls on that one. And then let's get into some of the stuff that we just hated.
Yeah. One thing I don't like. So, the part where Black Widow was fighting Taskmaster in the air.
Yeah.
Now, that was more cinematic, where I thought it was going to be dynamic. I'll break that down. Whereas cinematic is more quick time events.
Yes.
Whereas dynamic is kind of like the Uncharted. It's happening in front of you, and you have to move. You're fully controlling the character.
Yeah.
That's how I thought. That's what it looked like from the E3 trailer. And then playing it here, I was like, "Oh, this is just a quick time event." I felt like it should have been better. Yeah. And the Taskmaster boss felt repetitive. It didn't really give me a challenge, in my opinion. Where you just had to quickly dodge, shoot, quickly dodge, shoot, quickly dodge, shoot. And I was like, this is not bringing the element of fun. Whereas Taskmaster is a character where you have to use different tactics to fight him. So I felt like that could have been greatly improved. I don't like the Hawk. I just can't get into him at all.
Yeah, he's way too limited. Right. And I'm like, and that's just not fair to the character.
Right. And
because I was playing it and I was telling my son, I was like, wait a minute, am I having platformer problems with the Hawk?
Right.
I'm not Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
I'm the Hawk.
That was weird.
And I'm like, I'm missing jumps. I'm falling. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm the Hawk.
Right.
Like, I had a serious problem with that.
Right. And what was the other problem? The gameplay. It's a bit sluggish to me. I don't know how to explain it. It just feels like once I press a button, it takes too long for the move to attack.
It's that from playing fighting games. It's that frame rate.
Okay.
Here's the way I can explain it. And it sounds like a broken record, but when I play Arkham, Batman fights like Batman.
Mm-hmm.
When I play Spider-Man, Spider-Man fights like Spider-Man. In this Avengers game, other than Cap, everybody, it feels like they're fighting on a limit or in a box.
Uh-huh.
And I feel as though there's not full control of which, like, for instance, when playing Spider-Man, if I'm going into a fight, I can web zip down into there, fight, sling my web to a mailbox, swing it around, hit the guy, and it ricochets me back up in there. I can swing off a pole and web zip out of there if I need to while I'm touching the ground. That's how Spider-Man would fight.
Right.
When I'm fighting with Thor, I'm like, okay. There was a couple times I was throwing Mjolnir and missing, and it was just sitting there, and I'm like, and I call it back, but I'm like, hold on, can't I throw it behind somebody and then come back and like trip them up because like it go by the direction of my hand, and then I felt as though, like you said, the whole triangle power attack was like that long wind up.
Yeah.
I'm getting annihilated in that wind up.
Right. And there's no invincibility frame for it, which I was like, that's weird.
Exactly, especially when you're a heavy character, such as the Hulk or Thor. I feel as though there should be like a kind of an armor protection where if I'm winding up to get this powerful attack, you're going to get the blow of this thing. But I'm like, I can get zapped by this laser gun, and I'm groggy. I'm like, for Cap, for Black Widow, even Hawkeye, I got you. But when you got your heavy hitters out there, like Tony with the suit supposed to protect him for, Hulk and Thor, there needs to. It just doesn't feel. I feel like those characters are in a box, and if we're going to get different characters, like I'm curious to see how Spider-Man is going to play in this Square Enix realm.
Yeah, I'm nervous. After playing I'm nervous.
I don't know if I doubt he's going to play like Insomnia.
Right. Oh yeah. No, he's not going to play like it. I know that for a fact.
Because I'm like, if you put Spider-Man in a box, then there's no point in putting Spider-Man in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, I mean, as of right now, I mean, we're going to have parts up of it on Nerd Coalition Level Up, so make sure you check that out. But I truly think that
it needs
work. It needs work, and I mean, it needs work to the point where I don't know if a month, or actually not even a month, it's about 2.5 weeks.
Well, it is going to be a live service game, so it's almost like an Overwatch is what they're trying to go for. It's going to be a constant. They're going to constantly support it.
Okay, I mean, yeah, that's fine, but I'm saying, but yeah, I mean, I'm still gonna put stuff of it up, but there is elements of it where it needs work. Like I said, it was decent. It was good to have something to play, but it's not something. It's not. It wasn't on the Batman, Spider-Man level where I need to go out and get this thing because this thing is changing things.
Right. If this came out before the MCU, I would. If the MCU wasn't a thing, I would feel like this would be a better game.
Well, no, I'm not going back because the MCU was giving it life, but right. I think maybe if Square Enix didn't do it, do you think if
Square Enix published it? I know Crystal Dynamics did it, and the people who did Tomb Raider.
Okay, so, but do you think if somebody like a Rocksteady, Insomnia did the game, it'll be kind of better?
In my opinion, I think it's challenging to do an Avengers type game in the first place.
Fair.
You have to split the heroes up. Like you can't have Thor in the world of Insomniac Spider-Man. It just won't work.
You're right. However, like I said, one of the best Avengers games that I ever played, along with Q Crew, is Ultimate Alliance 3.
Yeah, I agree.